Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of AWS She Builds Tech Skills North America. I'm Bhavasha Davada, a solutions architect at AWS, and I'm joined by MJ, who's my lovely co-host, who's a senior customer solutions manager at AWS. And on the panel, we have two exciting guests today. We have Andrea and Anokhee. Andrea and Anokhee, thank you for being with us today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Absolutely. And let's start with introduction. Andrea, would you like to introduce yourself, like what you do in Uninterrupted Performance and your journey in your professional, journey in Uninterrupted Performance?
Absolutely. So I'm one of the partners at Uninterrupted Performance, and we're a human performance company. So we work with a lot of corporations and executives to help with overall health and wellness, along with their performance in the boardroom. And then we also work with a bunch of different athletes.
Nice. Yeah. Yes. And Anokhee, what do you do in MongoDB, and what inspired you to attend this event today?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm a director of global operations at MongoDB. What that means, I work on the technical services team, which is our customer-facing team. We work day in and day out with customers who are unleashing the power of data with MongoDB products, help them through any issues they're having. But then on the operations side, I also help to make sure that the team is running smoothly across the entire world. We're running 24/7 and really providing that high-level service and best experience to customers that we can. What inspired me to come here today, I mean, this is a fantastic event, Women of the Cloud. I wanted to meet peers in this space. I wanted to meet other incredible women. I'm very passionate about DEI, and so coming here, I think, is an investment in opening my own mind, learning what else is going on at other companies, what's happening in the space, and bringing that back to my own company and trying to make improvements there. So
Perfect.
That's amazing. Maybe Anokhee, I'll start with you. And just to add to your previous comment about being passionate about DE&I and your role at MongoDB, right? You're managing multiple teams. So curious, how much DEI is important at MongoDB, and what's that one program at MongoDB that really creates an impact in this space?
Yeah, it's incredibly important at MongoDB. The company has made big investments. We have a VP of inclusion. We have an ERG program. We have a recruiting diversity recruiting team. So we've made a lot of actual investments in DEI. The culture also is that of one where we really walk the walk. It's not just a bunch of talk. We look at how diversity and inclusion makes impacts in terms of our team's engagement, our, even things like sales, and how we're making better decisions at the company. We're being better employers for our employees. So it's very important. I think there's lots of really great DEI programs at MongoDB. One that has a special place in my heart is called Mentor Her. It's a mentoring program where we empower female leaders. And we also work to make organizational improvements as a group. And I think it's a really organic way to have DEI at the company, because you're working one-on-one, you get to know people, you get to help grow them and build them and put them in leadership positions where, you're paying it forward. They can then do the same for the next generation. So that's been a really special program to be a part of.
That's amazing. I love the name, Mentor Her, right?
Yes.
And I understand how much important mentorship and sponsorship is, right? When you're trying to get to that leadership position. So on that note, maybe Andrea, a question for you. What are some of the challenges that you see that women leaders face when they get to that level?
Absolutely. Even from younger times in my career, I feel like I was always one or the only woman. There were very, very few of us. And so I've definitely made it kind of my mission when I meet people and am out to try and make a connection with them and impart any wisdom that I can on them, to just be, a resource, even if it's not something that they have a question about right here and now, but opening up the door so that if they need to reach out to me or want to reach out to me in the future, that I can at least be someone who is, supportive.
That's awesome, right? Networking, and that's why we all are here at the Women of the Cloud Summit. And to be honest, I'll tell you this: I sometimes feel challenging to go network and talk to people who I do not know. But people like you are like inspiration and open their door, and it makes it easy for young women leaders to come talk to them and learn from your experiences overall.
Yes, absolutely. Now I'm going to dive deep into technology, which we all love. Now, for question for you, Anokhee and Andrea, how do you think data is being used in changing our world today?
Yeah, I think a better question is how is data not being used?
Yeah,
And
yes.
every single business is a data business, from your local grocery store, which probably knows your weekly grocery list better than you do, or like classic big data companies like IBM. But I think what's really cool about my role at MongoDB, being on that customer-facing team, I get to see day in and day out these innovators that are creating, transforming, disrupting industries by unleashing the power of data. And that's really amazing. And MongoDB works across industries, across company sizes. So we really get to see everything happen. One really cool example that I was just reading about the other day is AI and medical diagnostics. I think there's been so many advancements in the past few months, and one that really struck home for me is they were able to diagnose diabetes and detect low heart efficiency from just a chest X-ray. And a chest X-ray is one of the most accessible medical images globally, right? So now you can go into areas of the world where healthcare has not been accessible prior, do something like a chest X-ray and be able to diagnose other types of diseases and issues that you couldn't before, thereby making healthcare more accessible, really being able to expand the impact that we have on the world and really benefiting quality of life for everyone. And I think especially in the fields of AI, people are learning from mistakes very quickly. Researchers tested this algorithm against races and ethnicities, right, which is an area that's been ignored in the past, and especially in the space of healthcare has resulted in detrimental outcomes. So when you look at all of that, you look at those advancements, you're seeing data 10x everything that we've been doing for the past several years. And that's only going to give us more hope, more optimism for the future. I think that's really exciting.
Yes, absolutely. I was telling Andrea that most of our medical devices are made by men, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's about time that we look into women making those devices for us. So Andrea, any perspective on that, on how data is changing the world or not being used to change the world?
Yeah, absolutely. And to kind of piggyback on what you were talking about in the health industry, right? One of our partnerships is with Technogym, and being able to give feedback and consult with their engineers on the pieces of equipment that they're developing and kind of how that technology is used. And so we're the interface that's like the real world application in terms of how a lot of the machines can be used, as opposed to something being siloed into maybe just a physical therapy space, versus, something from the performance lens. And so really being able to give them feedback so that people can go into one space and be able to utilize a piece of equipment well, but still collect all of the data that's necessary to help people be more efficient, right? Our health is our greatest asset, and time is very valuable. So the more that we can use technology with that information, it makes it better for everyone.
That's awesome. I think I can talk to these two women leaders for more than 1 hour, but just like, let's have a wrap-up question here. So Andrea, what would that one advice be for young women leaders who are just starting their career or aspire to be an entrepreneur?
So one thing that comes to mind is ask a lot of questions. No question is ever, dumb, and relationships are really, really important. I didn't get anywhere in my career if it wasn't for people that I had met at all different parts of my career, from being younger to ascending through different things. But those real relationships and connections have been super valuable. And then, like you said, being able to pay that forward has been something really, really valuable.
That's I think great. Ask questions, right? Sometimes we hold back and we do not ask the right questions. So great advice there. Anokhee, anything you would like to add?
Yes, I think one thing that I wish I had known when I was starting my career is that imposter syndrome is really a learning opportunity shrouded in fear. And if you really approach it as an opportunity to grow, to learn something new, to come out the other side as a more capable and knowledgeable person, that's going to help you grow in your career extremely fast. I think it also helps suss out, do you have the right support people, the right managers, the right peers around you to continue that growth in your career? Because if you feel that imposter syndrome and someone tears you down, probably not the right place. But if they're supporting you, they're giving you that space to learn, make mistakes, to grow from all of that, and they're really encouraging you and giving you that guidance, then it's a place to stay. And that has been my North Star in continuing in my career. So definitely advice I would give to anyone else, really just approach everything with a learner's attitude.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's actually a good wrap up. I wish we have more time with you, but thank you so much, Andrea and Anokhee, for your time today and sharing with us your experiences. And for our audience, please do not forget to visit our YouTube site. It's She Builds. And stay tuned for more episode and have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you all.
Thanks. Bye.